All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Pete's Quarter Life Crisis. In this episode, I bought a lot from Coin on Whatnot, and what it is 100 tube containers of old wheat cents. They're labeled with the years on the front. They're not all filled up, but it's a really heavy box. I mean, it's probably around 20 pounds, I think it is. So there are a lot of wheat scents. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through them and see if there's any varieties um, or anything else cool, rare dates. I mean, there probably isn't rare dates anyway, because I looked at some of the tubes and there's no 1914S or something like that. So well, let's show you what we got. One second. All right, so this is what we are looking at. It is this box. I've already opened it, like I said, and I mean, pretty interesting looking. Some of the labels look pretty old, old masking tape. So it's 10 by 10. They're not like, here's the 18S. They're not all filled up all the way, so a lot of them look like that, a little bit less. So there's a lot of cents, but not completely filled up. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these in order because they're not even in order by year or anything yet. So let me get them in year order, and I'll be right back, and then we can figure out what we're going to do next. All right, so I finally finished organizing the box. That took a little while. So we're starting in 1909 all the way up there, and then we're working our way across the box and down. So we got 1957 down here. So what I'm going to do, uh, let's see, I guess I'll start it with the 1909s and work my way up the years. If I find any variants, varieties, errors, or some rare dates. I know I did see some semi-key dates. I didn't see any key date containers. So there will be some semi-key dates in this. And so we'll be looking for varieties and errors, like I said. So next time you hear from me, hopefully soon, I will have found something cool. We'll see. But you never know. This guy was obviously a collector, so maybe he went through his stuff, maybe he didn't. I mean, I do see a roll of 55 Philadelphias here, and it's pretty full, so, I am always looking for that 1955 double die. You never know. I'll be back when I find something. All right, I just wanted to break in really quick. So I went through the 1909s, and so this is actually a 1909 VDB. You can kind of see it there at the bottom. It is pretty worn, but so that's good news to me because it tells me that he, or the collector of these coins previously, might have either missed something or didn't look for these specific markers. It's good news for me. And they were all 1909, so it appears that the vials are going to be labeled correctly, at least as of now. And if I find anything else, I'll be right back. All right, just a quick little update. I'm to 1926. Haven't really found any varieties yet, but there weren't a lot of varieties to look for in these early years, and the ones that are rare weren't there anyway. So these are two semi-key dates, 1923S and 26S. So 8.7 million and 4.5 million. So, I mean, there's a decent amount of cents in there. But I looked through them. There was none that would have been mint state. They're all pretty worn. So, but anyways, it's pretty cool to find that many semi-key date pennies. And I'll be back when I find anything else. All right, so this is 1927 cent. I don't know if this is the DDO. It doesn't really look like it. This could just be machine doubling, but here's the Variety Vista version of the DDO. I mean, to me, it looks like I should have seen more doubling in the Wii and not necessarily the 9. Um, and then over here as well. I mean, it's not exactly what I'm seeing underneath my microscope. Let's take another look. And then I'll go up to the Wii. I mean, it's pretty worn, so it's hard to tell if there is doubling there, but I don't see it. So I don't know, I'm going to file this under questionable DDO at this point. All right, so another little find, 1927 D over D. I mean, it's in pretty rough shape, so it's probably not worth anything, but here is the variety vista of it for the mint mark. You can kind of see it there. Let's see. I opened up my other browser. 1 second. Here it is on the PCGS as well. So let's go back to the scope. I mean, there it is. It's in pretty rough shape, so don't think it's going to be worth anything, but still a cool find nonetheless. Alright, so I think this is the 1928 S, large S. I can kind of see it here. This is the regular variety. So it's kind of a small little S. The middle area has not too much width to it. And then here's the 28 large S. So I have some other ones on the scope as well, but let's go back. So here's the 28 large S, and then I'm going to scroll over to a 28 small S. So to me, this does look like the small S, and this one looks like the large S. It's a little questionable though. I've never really looked for this variety before, and I tried to measure it on the screen, and it's a little bit bigger. So I'm not sure. It's not really worth that much in this condition, but just looking for everything. Well, we have a pretty dirty 1942 S over S mint mark. I don't think it's an officially recognized PCGS variety. There are quite a few varieties on Variety Vista, though, and I can't really determine which one it is. It's not one of the official ones, though, I'm pretty sure. And based on the condition, it's probably not worth going any further than this, but it's clearly an S over S, which is cool. So we'll just set it aside as a minor find. All right, so I found a couple 1946 S varieties that I'm looking at. This is what I think could possibly be the inverted mint mark. Take a look over on the PCGS website. So here it is. I guess we'll take a little bit bigger look and go back to my coin. I mean, it looks like it could be the inverted mint mark. It's fairly hard to tell. There's a lot of different varieties to the S mint mark on this year, so it's a little bit difficult to see. Let's go to the next 46S I have. It's possible. I might need to clean up some of these to see if they are. This could be an S over D. Let's go to that website showing that. So in the stage B photos on the bottom right here, it's kind of ends up what it's looking like when there's the scent is more worn than it is, and above the top right is what it would look like new. So if we go back to one that I have, looks like it could possibly be, but I would need to clean it. And then this one as well. Looks like there's possibly something there, but I'd have to clean it. So I don't know, I'm going to put these aside and take a better look at them later. All right, so we have a 1947 S over S. The only recognized one from PCGS is a FS 504, I think. And I'm not sure that it is it. I've looked at the die markers on a bunch of the other ones, and I wasn't able to conclusively determine which of the RPMs it was. So the FS 504, I guess, is the officially recognized PCGS one. So I'm just going to have to classify this as an unknown S over S for now, and maybe figure it out later. Well, this isn't anything major, but I found it kind of interesting. It just seems to be like a mint mark positioning issue. If you can notice how close the S is to the date, it's extremely close. I've got a 19, another one right over here that kind of shows the difference. See how far away that one is, and then over here, The S is like almost touching the 4, really. So I found that interesting. It's not really anything special, but just kind of a cool little find. All right, so I just want to make a note. I've been meaning to bring this up for a little while. For the vast majority of the coins, they are labeled correctly, but sometimes I'm looking through the 1949 S's right now, and sometimes there's stuff like this where there's a D in it, which leads me to believe that whoever had this collection last looked through it did not have a microscope, because these types of things would be really easy to classify if you did. So while I haven't found anything good, I'm still hopeful because of seeing things like this where they missed even the mint mark being the right mint mark. So we'll see. I'm going to keep searching. I'm on 1949 S's. Well, just went through the 1955 roll of Philadelphia cents. None were doubled. That's sad. Until next time, 1955, I will find one of you double dies. Unfortunately, that's going to do it. Didn't find anything else other than what I showed. Went through a whole lot of pennies looking for varieties and only found a couple little things. I was hopeful based on what I was seeing. It didn't look like somebody went through it very carefully, but either way, didn't find anything. So them's the breaks. Until next time, good luck, everyone. I'm out.